Hello everyone and welcome back to Daily Game Review number 19. I must apologize because I have missed the past couple days due to the fact that I had to work and I was out of town and was not able to make the videos. So I am sorry about that, guys. So I guess you can call this the almost everyday daily game review videos, but I do try my best to get these out to you as soon as possible. On another note, in addition to that, so yeah, sorry about that. I will try to get more videos up and running, but hopefully you guys will at least not bite my head off for the fact that I am trying to get as many videos as possible. But on another note, that my game reviews list, the number of games being submitted, is actually getting a little bit low. So if you guys would do me a favor, if you have any games that you would like to have reviewed in the Daily Game Review series, please go in the description below, click that link, and put a link to your own game. Because I would like to continue this series. I think it's doing really well, and I think you guys are enjoying it. However, if I don't get games to review for you guys, I cannot continue the series. So I do still have a few more games to go over, so it should be fine for another week or so. However, after this week, I will start running out of games, and I will need you guys to submit more if we want to get to some more games. So anyway, if you guys would like to see this series continue, please continue to submit games, because without you guys submitting games, this series will die out. But anyway, on to the game. It's a daily game review number 19. Wow, we've been doing this for 19 days now, so that's really cool. And we have black Samraku 11Q versus white Puiguti 12Q. That one's a hard name to pronounce. I believe Samraku is a regular in this series, so we'll see another one of his games. Hopefully he'll get down to single-digit Qs here soon enough. I think with enough training and keep practicing, I think he should be able to do that here maybe in a month or two. Anyway, good luck to you, Samraku. Thanks for submitting the games, and I hope you enjoy this review. Alright, getting on with the game, we see Black, or Samraku, playing the Chinese opening against Nirinse, and White playing this kind of opening, and jumping here. This is not the normal move. Normally you would jump back here. This is an older style. Later style, for some of you stronger players, is actually this variation. Where White takes the corner and plays this and plays like this. Now, a little something cool about this this variation, this Joseki, is White is alive in the corner as it stands as long as he has Q19 Sente. So, for example, if we try to do something, let's say anywhere, right? Where do we go? Where do we go? Here? Ah, here. Let's try here. Okay, so something like this happens. Okay, now we have this move. This move is Sente to connect out, so we have to block, and then we can go here, and you can see we have an I and R19. So as long as Q19 is Sente, we can play S19 to make that R19 I. So there's an I right here as long as Q19 becomes Sente. But you should note that as soon as these stones die, well, let's back it up a little bit. As soon as these stones die with some type of variation, this Q19 is no longer Sente, and you need to fix and live. So please remember that, but it's a cool little Joseki. The reason White can actually play on the outside like this is because with Good Life and Death, you'll see that Q19, as long as it's Sente, will live. Now, why does Black play here? If Black plays here, of course you have to play on the inside. You can actually push first and play on the inside if you want. And you can see Black has to fix with some type of move. Maybe here, maybe here. Honestly, I don't really like this as too much as Black. I almost always Hane. The reason we like this move is because while this move does force your opponent to live in the corner, it does force you to respond and you kind of lose Sente. In addition to that, the only thing you get is a few points here to push. However, if you play the Hane is actually quite powerful because now you have follow-ups here where before you did not. So let's compare that to this type of result, and let's say White plays here anyway. You can see that it's not as easy to come in here because there's forcing moves here. The end game here is only like so. So it's a little bit easier to get these outside forcing moves or outside Aji when you have this Hane. And of course your opponent cannot block it N19 because it will kill the corner or make the corner Ko. I forget. I just remember that Q19, as long as it's Sente, it lives, and if it doesn't, then you probably want to fix. I forget if it's Ko or dead. I know there's been arguments for both. However, just remember that Q19 needs to be Sente for it to live. Otherwise, there are questions to be had. So I like the O19 because it gives Ajin the outside. And remember, the outside is a little bit bigger than the inside. So normally you play the Hane. Anyway, it's a cool little Joseki for you guys if you want to remember. If you want to keep it simple, then don't even worry about it. Just play the normal jump back move here. However, in the game white played here, this creates a lot of invasions, and now the corner doesn't really look good because you'll make your group weak on the outside. So it's not such a great move for white. Let's see how black handles it. Black Tanukis probably doesn't know what to do, so he Tanukis. That's fine, I guess. And white comes in. Now we play a normal Joseki, which apparently white doesn't know his Joseki. The Joseki here, guys, is this, and then you can live on the inside if you want. But this is the normal kind of stuff. Black gets influence, you get the inside and live. Make sure you remember that, guys. It's a common variation. You might want to remember it, and usually there are moves that branch off of this variation. So, for example, there's moves like this that take into account this variation, or maybe you can go here, and then there's other things to research and study. But that's for you guys to study, not for me to show you, because I can't show you everything. I can only show you some basic stuff. Anyway, white chose to go here in the game, so this is a little interesting idea. Maybe he doesn't like getting surrounded. However, now he doesn't really have a base, and black's going to get a large corner. Black does, however, choose to surround. I think it's fine to just play here because he's securing his points on the right side here. White still doesn't have life on the inside, so white needs to get out, and later black can actually play here, take the base, and make some nice points himself. White might play here, but honestly it doesn't really change much, because even if he does this, black still has a lot of forcing moves on the outside, and you can see white is not alive even if he gets a block here. Here it's 2 moves. He needs 2 moves in a row to get the base, and the other one he didn't, and so it's just not as efficient as the other variation, and black's still going to get some outside influence. So we have to be very careful here as white. However, if white chooses the Sabaki, it may be a different idea, may be interesting, so let's see how it plays out. White chooses to go here. Normally you want the forcing moves against the stone. This shape's a little awkward because black's blocking both your tiger's mouths, so it's really awkward for white to play this way. Now black jumps back, getting the profit on the right side, so that's quite nice. White's, whoa, not playing R3, white playing here. White's really, really small on the inside, black getting a lot of points, and this is definitely a little bit better for black. Now black gets his Sente and gets another follow-up over here, so now white is in a little bit of trouble. White tries to pincer. Don't do this, guys. Don't do this, guys. You don't pincer when you're under attack. It doesn't work this way. And black chooses to play through 3. No, you want to surround, right? You want to surround. White's weak on the outside, white's dying on the inside. You can even play something like this, and you can see white is in a very, very bad position. So you want to surround. You don't want to play on the inside like this. This isn't so good, because now white just plays something normal. Yeah, it's still a lot of Aji for white. It's still a lot of Aji for white, but however, it's a little bit easier for white to deal with compared to the other one. Actually, so this is how the game went, and black played here. May not be necessary to play here because white has plenty of liberties, so you don't really need to play this. You do have cuts, so maybe you could try this move first, and then maybe get a move here, and you can see it's a little bit good for black. But instead, black chose to go here. Need to watch the cuts. The cuts are quite annoying, and we play this way. White extends here. I wouldn't recommend this because now white has really bad liberties. Black plays here. Let's see. Can we do something here? So if we play this way and white plays this, we can see that white actually has very bad liberties, and it looks like white's dead. Yep, that looks like a dead group to me. No, it doesn't. Never mind, I lied. What am I thinking? What am I thinking, guys? What am I thinking? However, you can play this way, and you can see that, yeah, white does not look good at all. Black is completely alive. There's no way to kill this on the inside, and black has some shape on the outside as well as some forcing moves. So it should be okay for black to play this way. And white has to live here. Black can get some move here, and you can see all these whites just look in a terrible position. White's still not even alive here. So this is just one idea. Think about. You can think about this. Maybe you don't like this result. That's fine. I was also considering this, but I didn't really like this result because black is not alive on the inside. So I think the Hane is good. But you can also consider the cut. If you don't like the cut, this may be fine, but I really don't like the Aji on the outside. So there is always that. However, I don't think black should have let this cut happen in the first place. While it is nice for black to get these forcing moves, I think this, oops, not that. I think this descent is good enough. Alright, so we see black living in the corner, white getting some really crappy influence, and a lot of Aji on the outside. However, white does get the outside. Black has some stones that are cut off, so it's not as good as it should have been for black, but however, I think white is still in a really questionable position. This is a very nice push. I was going to recommend this as well. Black pushes here, and now white forces to defend. This is not really a defensive move. The normal move is this move. This one has a lot of Aji for here and stuff, and maybe some liberty problems. So there's a lot of Aji here, so normally you don't play that one. However, black chooses just to fix here, and that is perfectly fine. Fixing first before you go somewhere else is a good strategy. Alright, so now white comes through, splits here, destroys the Moyo, so now I would think about getting to the top side, because the top side's getting really large, and he does just that, getting to the top side and expanding very nicely here. And you can see white is in a very poor position because black has a lot of points and white has almost none. Now white forced to make a base here, so maybe black could have gone even one more here. Who knows? Maybe a peep here and then go here. Maybe. I don't know. But this seems fine. However, white does get this 2-space extension, so we'll see how this plays out. Black plays an attachment. I'm not sure why he's playing an attachment here. Normally you want to gain strength for both when you do this, but now white's just going to rob your base, get some forcing moves, and it looks really bad. So this attachment's definitely not good if he's going to play that way. However, you could choose this one and then play like this. Now you get a base, so you're trying to take white's base as well. White doesn't look comfortable. Actually, white should probably play this way first. It doesn't look comfortable, and then black can get a forcing move here, and you can see black is way ahead on the territory in this game. Black actually may still owe a move here for influence purposes, but I don't think the influence is too much to worry about, so I think this is fine. You can see black's way ahead in this game if you play this way. However, this is just getting cut apart, and normally you want to play here to lower the liberties. Maybe black's worried about the follow-ups here, but yeah, if you can't even play here, it's definitely not a good variation. Alright, white now robbing the base as black should have done, and getting his corner influence, or corner points, and so this looks really good for white now. So black not doing too well on the top, black now securing his points here. This is definitely not the way to fix, because you actually force black to fix right here and get a very, very large corner. Remember, you don't want to leave the Aji. The response to this is actually this move, so that way it leaves the Aji in the corner for you to reduce or invade later. So this actually really helps black. And now black gets a nice little corner move. I don't really like the Atari into Sin though, because there's still a lot of Aji in here. I would rather just connect. So I'm not a big fan of that. However, black does get some nice moves on the outside and the inside, so black gets a lot of territory. White now taking advantage of the Aji immediately. I'm not sure about immediately. Maybe I would wait a little bit. Now getting this, black gets a really nice Hana here, and white is forced to back off, and now black has a very large top right corner. A little bit of Aji still, but a very, very large corner nonetheless. So let's see how black follows it up. Black decides to just fix here. This is reasonable. You really want to get to the bottom side soon, though, and also you got to watch the top left group. So we'll see how it goes. Now playing some regular endgame moves. White playing some very slow move here. Need to get to the bottom side. And black playing some forcing moves here. This is reasonable. I would... what would I do? Hard to see which one's bigger. Normally this one would be bigger, but there's a lot of Aji here. So I think you need to follow up your move. I think you really need to follow up your move. Alright, that's fine. And then maybe get to the bottom of the left side. But anyway, you need to get the big move. This move's definitely Sente to the Aji earlier, and maybe black wants an influence now. Now he jumps here, so I'm not sure what black's doing. I'm not sure what his plan is. I'm not sure if he even has a plan. So black playing a little bit strangely here. White now surrounding black in the corner, but not too big of a deal, because white doesn't have many points on this board, so as long as black doesn't die anywhere, I think black has this game in the bag. Now getting some nice in-game here, but however, white should have fixed with the empty triangle due to the fact that this is still Sente now, so I would go ahead and play it immediately. Black playing here, getting some forcing moves, and finally extending here. So now we see black is way ahead. And we'll see how this goes. This doesn't seem right? Yeah, definitely a nice move here. So, not really reason not to fix here. So I don't see why black didn't fix there, because this is definitely something. And white completely misreading here. Hello, there's the Atari here. Both players misreading and missing this Atari completely. This Atari is quite huge and a lot of points. So yeah, definitely want to play this Atari. So both players definitely made a mistake there. And black still doesn't fix it. Wow. Huge mistakes by both sides there. No one's caring about that cut. Black still getting the center, so maybe black thinks the center is bigger than here. But remember, center is smaller than the side. This is a lot of points to just get. I think that's like 25 points. Oh, and there it is. And this is actually quite painful for black, especially Sente for white to get. So white just pretty much got all those points in Sente and reduces the center, so you pretty much lost a lot of points there, black. So now black playing some more endgame. I think you need to reduce the bottom side now, maybe build some influence at the bottom. You're trying too hard for a Moyo here, I think, but he's starting to make it work. However, as soon as white gets out somewhere, like so, the Moyo is not really valuable. So remember, guys, the center is not that big. It's easy to reduce and destroy it. White actually still has a lot of Agi on top. I just noticed. No, it doesn't. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm misreading today. I forgot those two stones are in Atari. Okay, still some. Actually, he can connect at E16 and Sente because I was looking at the H18 move. H18 looks a little bit nice. However, it doesn't quite work just yet. So just got to remember that E16 is Sente. Got to worry about that. Anyway, so let's get back to down here. This is playing just fine like so. No big deal here. This cut's not a cut. That's a net. Okay, that's what he's aiming for, but that's not that big. Finally reducing the bottom, finally getting to a big move, and we see that black is still way ahead, so it doesn't really matter at this point. However, both players are now playing some endgame. We'll see how it goes from here. Did this work? This worked. Why did this work? Okay, gotta watch your liberties here. So you have to connect like so. Gotta connect this so. Gotta watch your cutting points, guys. Gotta watch your cutting points. Alright, there's that. Alright, so you lost some points there, but I think you should still be fine. Options, game info. Black wins by 4.5, so a lot closer than it should have been. So black actually lost a lot of points in the top left and a lot of points in the center here by not seeing his cut. I don't really think anything else interesting happened, so I went ahead and fast forwarded it to the end, and you can see black lost several points in the end game. And wasted a lot of moves in the center by trying to get a center that didn't really add up to much. He got maybe, what, 2, 4, 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8 points. So black got really small center and lost like 15 to 20 points on the top, maybe 15. So definitely want to work on that in-game. All right, so now looking at, let's look at what both players needed to work on this game. Black, white, you got to really learn your Joseki. You got to really learn the variations. Black, you want to surround the corner. So remember the shapes I showed you guys this game. They're quite important shapes. White, you got to work on your shapes and opening for sure, because black actually got everything in the opening and you pretty much got nothing. Black, you played very well, very solid. However, I don't really like some of your moves. So get rid of some of these questionable moves and you should be fine. Don't leave unnecessary Agi. Black, I think you mostly played okay. You just played a lot of moves that you had several moves that didn't need to be played, or several moves that could have been a little bit more efficient. So I think you're playing on a much higher level than your opponent this game. So you're playing nice variations. Looks like you're studying quite well, and it's showing in your games. Now what you want to do is get rid of your slow or inefficient moves and moves that don't do what you need them to do, and make your shapes a little bit better. The way to do this is to play games for one. Keep reviewing pro games. Review pro games has some pro games have nice shapes. Older Japanese games are usually pretty good, maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago, have really nice shapes. And two, post your games online. You can do it on the OGS forum. You can do it in other places, like I think there's like a Kifu Kibitzer website. I'm sorry, I forget, guys. I forget the exact website. I know there is one. I just can't think of the name right now. Video pressure, right? Who knows? Anyway, on the OGS, I believe this was an OGS game. Try and post your games on the forums and get them reviewed. Get them reviewed by stronger players. Other players will know shapes, and you can learn from other players, and it's free to do. So go ahead, and I would say post about 1 game a day, maybe 2 games a day. I don't know how often it updates, and you don't want to spam. So maybe 1 game a day is fine. Get your games reviewed. Look over the comments and replay the moves that they suggest, and see if you like them, if you don't like them. See how their shapes are compared to yours. And some people have different ideas, so check out each of the ideas, see which one you like best and which one fits with your own style. And yeah, that's basically how you learn shapes, is you pretty much learn it from books, from pro games, and from stronger players. That's the best way to do it. White, you really got to work on your opening and stuff. So I say, if you don't know a Joseki, look it up, or ask in a forum. Do the same thing. Ask in forums, put your games in forums, see if they can show you some shapes as well. In addition to that, review professional games. I cannot emphasize this enough, guys. Professional games, a lot of players underestimate the value of it, but it is one of the things you have to study to improve. It shows you all the up-to-date Joseki knowledge that is out there. It shows you, if you review the latest one, it has the up-to-date Joseki. It has a lot of good shapes in the older Japanese games that you can learn from, and it teaches you good direction of play and good fighting skills. So there's a lot to learn from professional games. It's just a little difficult to understand, but if you do it every single day, you'll start to get a feeling for what they're doing, for how they're approaching the game. So it's really good to study at least 2 to 4 games every single day, in addition to doing Go problems every single day and playing games every single day and reviewing those games that you played. So yeah, everything's important to studying. Some people say one thing's more important than the other. Then I don't like that. I think every single aspect of study is important. Books are also important if you can afford them, but not everyone has the luxury of books. The other stuff is pretty much free. So take advantage of all the free stuff you can, guys, because that's pretty much how you improve. Is you study, you ask questions, and you do research. And books are another thing. If you get some nice books, it's really nice. If you go on my website, I think in the link in the description below will take you to where you can submit the games, but there's also a link on the website where you can go to a shop at Go Game Guru, yeah, you can go through that link to get to the shop, and you will find some equipment and books there. For the double-digit Q range, I recommend the Elementary Go series. I think it is a very nice series and very good for anyone from 18Q to like 10Q. I think it is a very, very good series. If you are a beginner or lower level than 18Q, I recommend the Level Up series. It does move at a fairly slow pace, and there's a lot of different books, and the books go up about maybe half a rank each book, so you have to figure out which book is your level. So maybe you could ask someone on that, but that may or may not be on the site, actually. That may or may not be on the site. For beginners, I recommend the Level Up series, and for players who are a little bit stronger than beginners, I recommend the Elementary Go series or the Get Strong series. Get Strong series is also a really good series. Anyway, books, guys, are good. Reviewing pro games, asking for help, asking for advice, all the free stuff. Just do everything, guys. Do everything. Everything's important. Everything's important. But alright, so hopefully this was helpful, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully you guys found this interesting. And there's several shapes to learn from this game, so definitely a nice game to go over some shapes, Joseki, and positions. So hopefully you guys like that. And remember, if you need to, replay the video. This is a video. You can rewind it. I said rewind again. It's not rewind. It's pretty much go back on the video thing, because no one rewinds anymore. No one has VHS anymore. No one even knows what a VHS is anymore. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Remember, it's a video. Go back in the video, pause it, analyze it, remember the positions, study it, and ask questions on forums if you need to, or in the comments below. I don't care, wherever you need to. Get the information you need to get, and study, 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 and you will improve. Trust me, just keep putting in the effort, and you will improve. Alright, well, thanks for submitting the game. I believe Samraku was the one who submitted this. Thanks for submitting it. And remember, guys, if you want to submit your games, please follow the link in the description below. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.